You meet her, you set a date, you hang out, you have fun. Maybe you hook up on the first date if you're really good, you really know what's in the book. But most women in the West are going to sleep with a guy by the second or the third date. And so you just really, as a guy, you're only going to, your goal is to set no more than one date a week yourself. And so what typically happens is the second or third week, you end up hooking up, you end up sleeping together. And usually within a day or two of you sleeping together, the girl will text, she'll reach out, she'll FaceTime you or whatever. And then you're like, hey, babe, great to hear from you. I want to see you again. What's your schedule like? And you just use that as an opportunity to set the next date. Because now she's reaching out to you. And since she's reached out to you, it's her idea. And then you make the next date. And then so, whereas you might have been just setting one date per week, you had a date on, say, a Tuesday, and maybe Wednesday night she's texting you at like 10 o'clock at night. Hey, what are you doing? Just say, come over. You don't have to do an official date. It's like you're giving her enough time and space to miss you. That's why you do once a week. And then as her interest goes up, she's not going to want to wait a week to see you or talk to you. Most women are not going to call you or FaceTime you or text you or message app you to ask you out. They'll just say hey, or they'll send you a meme, or they'll tell you, some anecdote about something that happened in their daily life or whatever. But and as the book says, when they reach out to you, you assume they want to see you and you make the next date. And so what you notice as the weeks go by and your original goal is, hey, if I'm doing all the calling, texting, and pursuing to set dates, I'm going to set no more than one date per week. And typically the second or third week is when the woman starts reaching out. Sometimes they reach out right away. But once the woman starts reaching out, what happens is if she's texting you and calling you 2 or 3 times a week, and remember, you just started out trying to get one date per week and talking to her once per week to make a date. Now she's texting you every couple of days. Her interest has gone up. And so now she's pursuing you. She's reaching out to you. It's her idea. That's why when she reaches out to you and you assume she wants to see you and you make a date, she's going to be excited and she'll keep the date because it was her idea. And as the weeks go by, she starts to recognize the more she reaches out to you, the more you set dates. And what happens is where it started out once a week, that timeline gets compressed to the point where 2, 3 times a week to 6, 7, 8 weeks, she's stuck to you like a sucker fish and you can't get rid of her. She wants your attention all the fucking time because she's in love with you. But it's a process. It starts out like this and it just slowly goes like this. But if you start pursuing too much, you start calling or texting and interrupting that, it goes like this. You spread out the timeline. If you back off, it compresses and she comes to you faster.